Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever part of the globe you are in right now. Okay, my name is Odie, and this is Crypto Per Minute. What you will see and what you will hear right now is not financial advice, for I am not a financial advisor. Just do your own diligence in research. Okay, whenever you want to invest in cryptocurrency. But I'll tell you what, I will show you one of my portfolios later. Okay, now everything you will hear is about crypto news, reviews, tools, and market moves, price analysis, charts, everything about data, data analysis, all about future, about digital currencies, and more. And soon, for the next topic we will be discussing more about altcoins, coins, tokens, difference between tokens and altcoins, decentralized application, decentralized finance, and everything what you see around the blockchain network. Okay, now, and just reminder, just hit that subscribe button below and that like and that notification bell, and I will give you all the links below if you want to jump into every topic that you want. Okay? Don't forget, just hit the subscribe button and that like below. Okay. Now, our topic for today is about blockchain technology. Now, what is blockchain? Okay. Here we go. Blockchain is what we call a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. It is essentially a digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer system. Okay, it's very hard to define, is it? But I'll tell you, the very layman explanation for this is, for example, you have a transaction, you send money to somebody else. So that money is being put on a ledger for the transaction records. But in here, it is the entire network of computer system that is recording it. So it is not centralized, but we call it decentralized, meaning the entire network of computer system are the one recording that information. Let's take, for example, another example. You buy a piece of land from a client, and for example, your house, you need to sell your house, and she is the buyer. Of course, you will go to what we call a middleman or a salesman, wherein the buyer and the seller cannot interact with each other. They cannot meet. So what's going on right now, that the middleman is no longer needed in the blockchain technology, wherein your information is directly uploaded in the entire computer network, and she will see all the information because your information cannot be cheated, cannot be hacked, cannot be altered, and everybody is a witness. It's what we call the peer-to-peer network. So it is not, and the bank usually will give it to you, the copy before, but right now, no, it is on the entire blockchain system. Okay, it's a ledger. Meaning, usually we use papers as a ledger. We recorded it. Like for example, in my case, because I'm a physical therapy assistant, we have this recorded. We record the ledger in our software. But this one, it is on a blockchain wherein everybody, it is secured, it is loaded on an entire network of computer system. Okay. Next. Who are going to use the ledger technology? Okay, this is right now, this ongoing, everybody's using it, like here. Okay, usually the banks, we have the individual entities like us. We are individual entities. We have the social media, we have Facebook, Instagram, okay. We have schools, grade schools, okay, our grades, okay, subjects, and business owners. We have professionals, we have computer programmers, we have institutions like banks, JP Morgan, Chase, Morgan Scotch, okay, Wells Fargo, okay, the government. Right now, like the United States and the state of Miami, in Miami, Florida, they're using the blockchain technology and cryptocurrency right now. They're adopting on it, mass adoption, and who else? The healthcare. Okay, I will discuss more on about healthcare blockchain technology, but that will be a different topic to discuss. Okay. Next. Now, cryptocurrency, what is a cryptocurrency? Since we are talking about blockchain technology, cryptocurrency is a form of medium exchange. Okay, it's a medium of exchange where it is a digital asset. For example, we have the difference between cryptocurrency and the traditional money that we have. We call it the fiat. Okay, I have here, if I pull down a dollar bill, okay, this is a $20 bill. This is what we call a fiat. Fiat money, F-I-A-T, because it is physically, you can handle it, physically, you will see it, and it has also a serial number written in it. Okay, wherein, who control this one? It is controlled by the government. They are the one giving the circulation. Okay, but for cryptocurrency, it's different. The entire network of computers around the globe, they are the one who build cryptocurrency. It's a digital asset where you can buy in the form of token or in the form of coins. Okay. By the way, there's a big difference between a token and a coin, and that's another topic for discussion. Okay. Examples of cryptocurrency: we have the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, Litecoin. It's a medium of exchange such as the US dollar, digital, and uses encryption. That's why from the word cryptocurrency, the encryption, cryptography, techniques to control and creation of monetary units and to verify the transfer of funds. Okay, that cryptography, it has what we call the hash code, meaning in a fiat currency, the serial number and how many is in circulation. Okay, because right now they keep on printing it. Okay, they keep on printing it, controlled by the government. Now, let's talk about the difference between the fiat money and cryptocurrency versus cryptocurrency. Okay, first, fiat money, like what I said, is the dollar, US dollar, or wherever country you are. Okay, it's your native currency. Okay, and cryptocurrency versus cryptocurrency. Okay, it's a physical medium of exchange for fiat money, wherein cryptocurrency is a digital medium of exchange. Okay, next. Represented by bills and coins. Okay. Next, it's represented by one private and one public piece of code. Okay. What is that code? It is the hash, what they call, or the cryptographic code. And fiat money is a limited supply. Government can produce as needed. Okay, like the Federal Reserve. They can produce anytime they want. Stimulus package, every time they print on money. They're printing money. Okay. Cryptocurrency, limited supply. Each cryptocurrency has a set maximum. That's why the price of cryptocurrency is going higher. Okay. Issued by a government. Okay. Produced by computers. Entire network of computers around the globe. They can produce their own digital currencies. Okay. Fiat money is centralized, meaning issued and controlled by law and banks. Okay. Wherein cryptocurrency is what we call decentralized, not controlled by any government or entity. The value is determined by the market and regulation. Value determined by supply and demand. The greater the supply, okay, it means that I'll call it, if the demand is great and there is lesser supply, the price will go higher. Okay, but if there is more supply and less demand, the price will go lower, just like with stocks market. Okay. The government can freeze your account. Right? The government can freeze your account, your bank account with fiat money, but here, you're always in control of your funds. Nobody can freeze your account. Okay, like for example, if I go to the Philippines from here, the immigration in the Philippines will just allow me to bring limit supply of 10,000 US dollars. If I go on the immigration and they found out that I bring more than 10,000 US dollars, I will find a penalty fee and tax. That's why they control it. But if I gonna bring just my crypto wallet, okay, or my digital currency on my app, I can bring a limited supply of cryptocurrency, wherein I go to the bank and I will exchange that cryptocurrency into fiat money. Okay. Right now, the good news is that I've seen one ATM with Bitcoin ATM, wherein you can exchange your cryptocurrency into fiat, into cash. But right, they're gonna build ATM all over the world. Okay. Next, examples of cryptocurrency. We have Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Okay. This is the number one. This is the pioneer in digital currency. Okay. We have Ethereum. We call it Ethereum. Okay. We have Cardano. Okay. We have Tron. We have Chainlink. These are just 5 examples of one of my favorite tokens and altcoins. As of January 28, 2021, there are 7,812 cryptocurrencies in circulation around the world. Okay. And another topic for discussion, I will discuss the functionality, the scalability, the regulation, and the interoperability of each coins. Functionality and purpose of cryptocurrency, why is it important? Okay, for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is a store of value, just like digital gold. Okay, right now the Federal Reserve keep on mining gold in order for them to have a store of value, because gold prices are rising every year, every now and then. In the future, the gold is rising, but who will mine gold nowadays if there is scarcity, right? And Bitcoin is a store of value. This is the function of Bitcoin, okay? It has store of value, it is digital gold, and eliminates corruption, okay? Now, next, it is anti-inflation. Why I said anti-inflation? Right now, as I've said, because of the stimulus money that you are printing right now, there is dollar devaluation. If they keep on printing money, of course, there will be a dollar devaluation, and inflation is rising. I think there's an average of between 1.2% to 3.5% inflation every year. In the state of Venezuela, there is 90% inflation rate right now, wherein I think you can buy a McDonald's meal for around $70 US. That's the higher cost of living. That's why the government of Venezuela, in order for the government to keep their money, their asset from inflation, they're converting it into digital gold, such as Bitcoin. El Salvador just approved from the Congress, and right now the president of El Salvador just put their government asset, they transfer it, they're converting it into exchange into digital gold and Bitcoin. They're now transacting Bitcoin in El Salvador. Ethereum, scalability. What is scalability? Scalability is how you can handle transaction with a maximum supply, with an unlimited supply, and how could you handle that proof of work? Meaning, Bitcoin, it can do every 10 to 15 minutes, it can do transactions. But for Ethereum, it can do for every second, it can do 1,000 transactions per second for Ethereum. So that's scalability. How it can handle the transaction every minute and every second. How fast the feed of transaction. That's what we call scalability. Okay. It processes other types of transaction. Okay, like videos. Okay, this where token derived from videos, images, okay, everything that is stored in your apps. Those are other functions of Ethereum. Images, voice recording, Netflix, like that. Those are functionality of Ethereum. Smart contracts. The smart contracts we are in are what we call those who are doing the transactions. Okay, the proof of work for every blockchain technology. I will explain that to you further. Okay. Store data for third-party applications. Okay, now I will show you a brief video for 5 minutes, okay, regarding the animation of blockchain.
Incredibly popular nowadays. But what is a blockchain? How do they work? What problems do they solve? And how can they be used? Like the name indicates, a blockchain is a chain of blocks that contains information. This technique was originally described in 1991 by a group of researchers and was originally intended to timestamp digital documents so that it's not possible to backdate them or to tamper with them, almost like a notary. However, it went by mostly unused until it was adapted by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 to create the digital cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Now, a blockchain is a distributed ledger that is completely open to anyone. They have an interesting property. Once some data has been recorded inside a blockchain, it becomes very difficult to change it. So how does that work? Well, let's take a closer look at a block. Each block contains some data, the hash of the block, and the hash of the previous block. The data that is stored inside a block depends on the type of blockchain. The Bitcoin blockchain, for example, stores the details about a transaction in here, such as the sender, receiver, and the amount of coins. A block also has a hash. You can compare a hash to a fingerprint. It identifies a block and all of its contents, and it's always unique, just as a fingerprint. Once a block is created, its hash is being calculated. Changing something inside the block will cause the hash to change. So in other words, hashes are very useful when you want to detect changes to blocks. If the fingerprint of a block changes, it no longer is the same block. The third element inside each block is the hash of the previous block. And this effectively creates a chain of blocks, and it's this technique that makes a blockchain so secure. Let's take an example. Here we have a chain of 3 blocks. As you can see, each block has a hash and the hash of the previous block. So block number 3 points to block number 2, and number 2 points to number 1. Now the first block is a bit special. It cannot point to previous blocks because, well, it's the first one. We call this block the Genesis block. Now let's say that you tamper with the second block. This causes the hash of the block to change as well. In turn, that will make block 3 and all following blocks invalid because they no longer store a valid hash of the previous block. So changing a single block will make all following blocks invalid. But using hashes is not enough to prevent tampering. Computers these days are very fast and can calculate hundreds of thousands of hashes per second. You could effectively tamper with a block and recalculate all the hashes of other blocks to make your blockchain valid again. So to mitigate this, blockchains have something that is called proof of work. It's a mechanism that slows down the creation of new blocks. In Bitcoin's case, it takes about 10 minutes to calculate the required proof of work and add a new block to the chain. This mechanism makes it very hard to tamper with the blocks because if you tamper with one block, you'll need to recalculate the proof of work for all the following blocks. So the security of a blockchain comes from its creative use of hashing and the proof of work mechanism. But there is one more way that blockchains secure themselves, and that is by being distributed. Instead of using a central entity to manage the chain, blockchains use a peer-to-peer network and everyone is allowed to join. When someone joins this network, he gets a full copy of the blockchain. The node can use this to verify that everything is still in order. Now, let's see what happens when someone creates a new block. That block is sent to everyone on the network. Each node then verifies the block to make sure that it hasn't been tampered with. And if everything checks out, each node adds this block to their own blockchain. All the nodes in this network create consensus. They agree about what blocks are valid and which aren't. Blocks that are tampered with will be rejected by other nodes in the network. So to successfully tamper with a blockchain, you'll need to tamper with all the blocks on the chain, redo the proof of work for each block, and take control of more than 50% of the peer-to-peer network. Only then will your tampered block become accepted by everyone else. So this is almost impossible to do. Blockchains are also constantly evolving. One of the most recent developments is the creation of smart contracts. These contracts are simple programs that are stored on the blockchain and can be used to automatically exchange coins based on certain conditions. More on smart contracts